Alright, hello everybody, welcome to episode 2. Last time we were talking about the ice patches and the snow patches, and I figured I'd expand on that a little bit with some dungeon tiles, mainly ice and treasure trapped underneath of it. So this is a 4x4 sheet, just the regular pattern. I guess you could go with more of an ice pattern with blues and stuff. If you want to do like an ice dragon cave or something like that where it was in there. But what you're going to do is the same as we did before, and take your little sheets of packaging plastic and just set that aside so you have it. And you're going to take your whatever tile you want to put it on. I'm just going to put that there and just kind of, rough map what you want. Like this one, I went pretty big, but you're just going to cut in kind of at a 45. And don't worry about going all the way through to the bottom. I'll show you what we do there. As soon as we see where we're at here. So just cut into it. You can make it as, deep or, whatever you want. This tile here, I'm just using one that I already had made. But if you're starting from scratch, so you just got, your basic blue, you can cut out your holes if you want to first and then put the lines in like I did with this one. Or you can put your lines in first and then cut your holes in, which would probably be easier. Then you can actually figure out, where they're going to stand and be able to stand, because like you have the lines through here. One of the other ideas I was going to have for it was taking little, 1 inch by 1 inch bricks, probably a little over 1/8 of an inch thick, and actually putting those on top, but it looked kind of hokey when I got done. And then I'm sure it might have looked okay once it got painted, but then it would actually, the ice would be recessed that far. But what I was planning on doing is, you cut into there, and a lot of people use glitter for their gold piles and stuff like that. Here's one of my little scattered terrain gold piles. It's got a little Age of Sigmar shield in there for the high elves there. But all I do is just take cardstock or whatever you want. This one's got a little bit of bend to it, and I build up my pile with hot glue and fix in my big pieces. And then I just take this is Citadel sand, but you can use whatever sand you want. And this has got some baking soda mixed in for the finer sands, and then some bigger pieces. Well, with mine, you can see here all the little gems and stuff in there. It's just the bigger rocks that are painted as the gems. That way I don't have to mess around. I don't really like glitter. It gets everywhere and it looks hokey, I guess. But, so you're just going to cut that in there, spread your Elmer's glue around, and then, just sprinkle your rock in however you want it. Putting in bigger rocks if you want to make that really big gem, and if you want to put items like, the Harry Potter sword frozen, at the bottom of the lake or whatever. But you can see on this one I went too far and ended up cutting through the tile, and I just put some masking tape on the back, and so it doesn't add any extra depth to it or anything like that. And then once the glue is on there and everything, it's it's pretty sturdy. You're not gonna, unless you really try, you're not gonna rip it apart. So what I did, for this, I left a couple open so we could do this. You don't want to go as heavy as we were on the ice as we did on the ice patches, because you put that over and you can't, you get a little bit of gold there, but you can't even tell what it is. But with this, just a little light scratching on one side of the plastic. I'm using some thinner stuff here because the holes aren't all that big and they're going to be glued, and unless you really jab your finger in there, you're going to be good to go. So where did I put it? Well, you can sand it afterwards too. It's not going to hurt it to sand it after you're done. I cleaned up my station here and lost all my stuff. So we'll just show you on a clear scrap. You just put it over, and I want to go a little bigger. So all I do is just run my pencil around so I can see the line a little bit. Probably work better with a black pen or a Sharpie, something like that. I got one laying around, and I do not. Yep, right there. Maybe. It's blue, whatever. Enough that you can see it and know where to cut. That's all you need. So, you can see there's a light little line. Just going to go around. Doesn't have to be super clean because we're going to cover the edges with our snow. So, got that. You're just going to set it over the top. You know, make sure you're happy with it and the way it fits. And then you just take, you know, your white PVA glue. Doesn't matter, you can get it from the dollar store, whatever you want to do. You just, you know, it's going to shrink as it dries, so you don't have to worry about it too bad. It's just if your gap is a little too big there, you're going to have to worry about it running down into your gold, and then it'll diffuse some of that you're seeing. So as you can see, we're just doing that, and then what you can do, you know, you get your bowl back out. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit, and this is going to help dry out that PVA a little quicker too. You know, you just kind of probably want to do your other little hole there too, but I was thinking about maybe trying some water effects on that one. Let's see how that did. But there you go. It's like a, you know, it's just, once that's dry, you can go through and just wipe that off, and you're going to be able to see the gold just fine. And I'll put a couple scratches on there just to make it look more like it's, you know, weather beaten ice. And you can even run a thin layer of the PVA over it just to diffuse it a little bit if you wanted. But yeah, so there you go. I'm planning on doing, you know, probably some ice bases for this and do a bigger area, so that way, you know, nice big ice cave or something like that. But I think they're going to turn out just fine. If you liked the video, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe if you want to. If you have any comments or anything, just hit me up. I'll get back to you. And thanks for watching. Bye.